Yeah. I know. Where the videos been? Where the videos been? Why haven't you been dropping videos? Erroneous copyright strikes. So I just decided to take a break from this. But after seeing this news, I had to go live. So anybody who believes that Brian Norman Jr., who I actually said I thought would beat Boots, isn't a duck, is in denial, crazy. There is a such thing as pricing yourself out of a fight, okay? And that's what he did. I don't care what him and his dad feel like they're worth. There is a reality to business. There is a reality to what you've been paid. There is a history. Now let's look at that history. Now, if anybody out there can correct me if I'm wrong, but from my research, the most Brian Norman has ever been paid for a single fight, and he was actually paid less, was 190K. And I'm going off the site, the source that gives him the most amount, because there was another source that said only 180K. All right. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, adding the 10,000 to it to say that this is what he made. Roughly. Now, roughly, Boots made $3.3 million. That's going off the low ball. If I go off the high ball, we could come down here to 3.9 million. So, Boots has made around close to what Eddie offered him to fight Brian Norman Jr. $5 million. All right? 3.9 is only 1.1 less than 5 million. As you win, as your resume grows, as your pedigree increases, your pay goes up. So we can see that 3.9 to 5 million makes sense for the fight. Okay, it makes sense. But what I cannot say makes sense is a guy who only made 190K, which 190K to 1.5 million, I'll put the calculator here in case anybody wants to say I was wrong, is 7.89 times your highest paid. Thinks he should get paid $5 million as well. A guy whose highest pay at 190K, which is jumping up to 1.5 million, what Eddie offered him, they think getting paid 7.89 times the amount they've been paid at the highest is a low ball. Insanity. Delusions. And this is what I think it is. As much as I believe Brian Norman Jr. would beat bootsennis, I don't think they think he can beat him. So they trying to go ahead and get an early retirement payment ready. They want to maximize the dollar in case they get knocked the fuck out. Because that's what it looks like to me. Because anybody who's made less than $200,000 complaining about making 1.5 million and the next fight has lost their fucking mind. And they're scared to fight the dude, and they're doing everything they can to sing and dance their way out of the fight. They're overvaluating themselves on purpose. There's no eval that we can take to say that Brian Norman Jr. deserves $5 million like bootsennis. At this point, it's not about resume. At this point, it's not about being a champion as well. It's about how much have you been paid and how much can you generate. Obviously, Boots has been making over $1 million. He's been making over $2 million. Like I said, if we lowball him, he made 3.3. If we give him the benefit of the doubt, like we gave Brian, he made 3.9 million. 3.9 million. So again, by this, Boots is worth $5 million. By this, Brian Norman Jr. is lucky he was even offered $1 million, let alone 1.5. 7.89 times your highest pay, and you're complaining? When this dude right here, let's do this math real fast, okay? What is it? 20 times, roughly? No, like 24 times. So here's what we'll do. 3, 9, 0, 0, divided by 190,000. 20 times. Okay, what I said first. Should have stuck with what I said first. Boots is used to making 20 times what you get paid. And you're complaining about making 7.89 times your highest purse. And that's why the fight can't happen. Bruh, you're a straight duck. I can't believe I picked Brian Norman Jr. to beat him. I can't believe I said he was the better fighter. Because I really have not been that impressed with Boots. I've seen Boots fight a lot of guys, in my opinion, that are over the hill. I've seen him fight a lot of guys that he should beat. I've seen Brian, on the other hand, get in fights that should be on paper 50-50. Fight young guys, good fighters. Give him all the credit in the world how he's moving. But this right here is Junior and Senior blatantly tell you they don't want the fight. They just straight out don't want the fight. Because there's no logical argument you can give from a business standpoint that makes sense. Your highest purse, again, was less than $200,000. 190 is the highest I could find. Scrolling, searching, 190. And they offered you 1.5 million. I have to say it again. It's like I'm beating a dead horse. 7.89 times your highest purse. Who the fuck complains about getting paid almost 8 times the amount of money they're used to getting paid? Who? Other than somebody who's looking to retire. Other than somebody who's not confident that they're going to win. Because if you beat him, the next time you fight, now you're no longer a $1.5 million fighter. Now maybe you're a $2 million fighter, or maybe you're a $3 million fighter like him. Or maybe you have a rematch and you reverse the money to where you're making $5 million and he's only making 1.5. But you're too scared to risk it. You're too scared to take less when you're not even worth what they're offering you. See, in the world of boxing, and I'm not playing manager because I really don't care what these dudes get paid, but in the world of boxing, boxing is a business at the end of the day. And in the world of people talking about A side, B side, I don't like it, but how they do it is who puts the most asses in seats? Who can sell more tickets? Who can sell more merchandise? Who is more valuable to the company? Now, here's one thing I will say. If the Brian Norman team felt like 1.5 million wasn't enough, then why don't they pay Boots $5 million and pay themselves $5 million for the fight? Oh, that's right. Top Rank ain't going to do that because you're not worth $5 million. They're not going to take a loss on this fight that you may or may not even win. So when your own promotional company won't come to the bargaining table, won't match it or up your pay, that tells you what they're offering you is overestimating your worth. Why are they doing it? Because obviously Eddie is trying to build Boots. But to all the people who are saying that, oh, Eddie's a snake, Eddie's just trying to take advantage, you're full of shit. I would argue that Eddie is being generous in this case. 190K? And you complain about 1.5 million? That's wild. That's wild. And there's people out there supporting this? And again, I said Brian Norman Jr. versus Boots was the fight to make, and I had Brian winning the fight. But unlike other fangirls, I don't fangirl. I stay unbiased. Whether I believe one fighter can beat another fighter, when that fighter ducks, I'm going to call him a duck. And Brian, you's a duck. So if it's not you ducking and it's your dad ducking it for you and you listening to your dad, well, it's making you look bad. Just like how Bill Haney was making Devin look bad, Your dad's making you look bad. Now, I'm all about fathers bringing their sons up. I'm all about fathers being great fathers and being there for their kids and achieving something with their kids, because we have to give his dad credit for that. He's done that. He molded his son into a champion. But when you popping off, running your mouth over your highest payday, which is damn near 8 times your highest payday, that's wild. And that tells me you don't want the fight. You don't want it. Because you ain't got nothing to lose besides your own and your belt. If you confident you gonna win, why you not gonna take the 7.89 times highest payday you've ever had? This chicken I'm about to eat is really spicy. It's late. It's 12 a.m. or it's early, depending on how you want to look at it. I'm gonna drop a link in the chat if anybody wants to hop on and tell me how Brian is not a duck, but I wholeheartedly believe he's a duck. And again, I must stress, I picked him to win. Wild. The guy I picked to win, pricing himself out the fight. Let me go on mute while I chew. By the way, if you're listening, you like what you heard in this first 10 minutes, hit the thumbs up. We probably not going to be on for long. This was an impromptu live, and I just had to go live. But I dared. Let me actually put that at the banner. I dare anyone to debate me on how isn't bow open panel. I'll be right back in like 2-3 minutes as I eat this food. Oops. I still haven't seen. Oh, here we are. Let's show you how YouTube does you. This is how YouTube does you when they put fake copyright strikes on you. All right, here we go. Boxing, and I put live, and then we're gonna make it even better. Where am I? We got videos that aren't even about boxing. Not about boxing. Not about boxing. Not. Ain't one thing in my tag talk about working out. We got this news channel. We got box fans. But this is how you can see how YouTube shadow bans you. I'm just showing it live and direct. Look at this. Look at this. We still going. Best Music 2024. Where are we? Are we even on here? I don't even know if we're on the list, guys. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I don't know how anybody found me live. Like we a million clicks down, a million thumbnails down. Let's make it even better though. Oops, took the wrong one. Hold on. Let's make this even better. I want to keep this up so people can see the ridiculousness of Brian Norman turning on the fight. All right, let me do Brian Norman Jr. turns down. That's what we're gonna search. Okay. Oh, there you go, your boy regulator. There go your boy regulator. First thing that comes up. Let me see. Oh, we actually come up, but let's click live. Let's see if we're the first name. Oh, we actually are right here. Oh, this right. Oh, his dad's live. Look at this. His dad's doing a fucking. I mean, I can't complain right now because we are first. But how's his dad live trying to defend this shit? I bet you. And I ain't got nothing against. I saw it was Mark Nash. His channel seemed all right. What's going on, Trouble? How you doing? His channel's all right. But I bet you. See, here's the difference in me. This is why. All right. I don't do interviews. Because I'm not going to kiss no motherfucker's ass. You come on my panel. I don't care if you're their dad or their grandma. I'm going to call them the fuck out in front of you during the interview. Y'all are ducks. Nobody want to hear that. Nobody want to be criticized. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up, Trouble. I ain't seen you in forever, but then again, I don't go live often. We don't go live hardly ever. Hopefully somebody will hop on the panel so I can eat this chicken. Because I'm starving. But hey, Trouble, to give you a breakdown of what I was saying earlier, Brian Norman Jr. is clearly ducking Boots Ennis. Brian Norman Jr. was offered $1.5 million, okay? Here's the math for you right here. $1.5 million, this is his highest pay, $190K. Brian Norman Jr.'s highest pay is $190K. He was offered $1.5 million. That is 7.89 times his highest pay. You might as well say 8 times his highest payday. And he turned it down. He said 1.5 million is not enough. We're worth more. When you haven't even made 200K in your career. On top of that, Boots has made 3.9 million before. So him making 5 million is within the threshold of what he's worth. Boots' highest payday is 20.5 times higher than Brian Norman. And him and his dad think they can value themselves at Boots' level? Bro, they don't want the fight. In Trouble, I said it many times before, and I'll say it again to you. I picked Brian Norman Jr. to beat Boots Ennis before this fight was even talked of. Even spoke about, even brought up, even negotiated. And then he ducks. Wild. So, how do y'all feel in the chat? Do y'all think this is a blatant duck? I do. By the way, if anybody wants to come here and defend Brian Norman Jr., the link, I'll relink it. But the link is here in the chat. All you got to do is click it, hop on. That's it. We only have one rule. Watch your mouth. No, really, we ain't got no rules to this. Just hop on, talk. Tell me how I'm right. Tell me how I'm wrong. You said you have more confidence in him than he have in himself. I know. And that's what's so wild about it. Trouble. I believe in this dude more than him and his dad believes in him. Because I believe he'll beat him. I believe you take the 1.5, which is damn near 8 times more than you've ever been paid. And then you have a rematch with him and you get paid $5 million and you offer him 1.5 in a rematch if he wants the rematch. But when you're unwilling to bet on yourself, that's a character flaw. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Brian Norman have more fights than Boots? Doesn't Brian Norman have like 30 fights? Let's look. We're going to go to BoxRec. We're going to consult BoxRec right now. Boots Ennis. Here we go. 32. Okay, so Boots has more. Boots has got 32. I think Brian's got 30. Let's see. Nope, 26. I was wrong. He's got 6 less fights. But it's still within the threshold of each other's experience. And in my opinion, Brian has fought the better competition, especially with Giovanni being underneath his belt. Giovanni got famous because he beat Roca, so there's that. Shit, at this point, with the confidence that Brian got in himself, I don't even know if he beats Blair Cobbs. I'm going to just throw that out there. I don't even know if he beats Blair Cobbs. If you don't believe in yourself enough to get in the ring with somebody, this guy right here, we're going to pull him up. We're going to pull him up right now. Hold on. This is what you're scared of. I need a better picture. This picture didn't get big. I wanted it to blow up. Hold on. Here we go. This is what you're seeing in your nightmares. Right here. This face. You're scared of him. I got Blair the Flair Cobbs now beating Brian Norman Jr. because of him having no confidence in himself. Woo! Woo! And you can say what you want about how Roca beat him, but he took the fight on 2 weeks' notice. Let's not forget that. That he was not training. He was not prepared. Even though Roca beat him, I got Blair the Flair, who just beat AB, Adrian Broner. And we know AB throws like a million punches a round. So, you know, when you can beat a guy who throws that many punches like AB, you definitely a threat. You're dangerous. that AB, Philly Roll, Philly Shell, gosh damn. That's who I got. That's who I want to see Brian Norman fight next. This is Brian Norman's level right here. And I'm not even sure that he beats him at this point. There we go. Woo! 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 Here we go. The Keggy. Can you get on the mic? Can you jump on the panel? The Keggy, you're more than welcome to hop on if you can. If you can, it's okay. I'll talk to you as you type. Just write no or yes. And then we're going to explore this about him asking for the fight because he was given the fight. Let's stop trolling. Let's get rid of that. He was given the fight, the Keggy, literally. Okay, that's fine. You don't have to get on. So I'll talk to you as you type. Brian Norman Jr., you say he asked for the fight. Ask and you shall receive, and receive he did. He got offered 7.89 times his highest payday. He had never made $200,000 in his entire career, according to what I could find on the internet. And he was offered $1.5 million to get in the ring with Boots. And he said that wasn't enough. Can you explain to me how that's not enough money? Because from what I could see, this is his highest purse at the highest estimate that I could find. 190K was the highest that I could find that he got paid. No. Why would you pay him more? This dude has never made 200K, according to this. Why would you pay a guy who's never made 200K more than 1.5 million? It's a unification fight. So what? He's never made. Okay, look here. Brian, why did I say Brian? I'm calling you Brian. Thinking about this ridiculousness. Okay, listen to me. Hear me out real fast, okay? I got you. It's a unification match, okay? You'll have another title on the line. The winner will have 2 straps. Got you. Cool. We can run with that, all right? Champion versus champion. Undefeated versus undefeated. Up-and-comer versus up-and-comer, if you want to call them that, even though they're both champions, they still, at the highest level, haven't really seen it, right? Listen to me, though. Listen to me, Keggy. All right? Boots was offered $5 million for the fight, okay? Boots' highest pay, according to this, was $3.9 million, all right? Which means he only got offered 1.1 million more than his highest pay. Okay, stay with me. Even if we don't go by the times amount, the 7.89 times his highest pay, he still had the better offer. Because if we round up to 200K, that means Brian was offered 1.3 million more than his highest pay, which is actually more than what Boots was offered. Boots was only offered 1.1 million more than his highest pay. Brian, 1.3. So again, when you look at it like that, he was actually offered 200K more than his highest pay than Boots was. It doesn't make sense. The dude is a duck. Any way you want to chop and screw it, any way that you want to put the salad together, I don't care if the cheese comes before the lettuce or the tomatoes go on top. The dude does not want to fight. They priced themselves out. They're not worth what they're asking, and they were fortunate to get offered 1.5 million, which they, truth be told, according to this, they don't deserve when it comes to business. Okay, this is what I need you to explain to me, okay? The Keggy, explain this to me, please. Boots needs to fight far more than Norman does. Tell Boots to take less to make the fight, okay? Explain this to me. How does he need it more? Boots' last fight against David Avanesian, he made 3.9 million. Against David Avanesian, 3.9 million. Brian Norman, on the other hand, fights Giovanni and only makes 190K. What about this do you think means Boots needs it more? Because one guy's making over 3 million, one guy can't even break 200K. And you're telling me the guy who's already making over $3 million a fight, damn near 4 million, needs the guy who's only making 190K? I would say financially, the guy who's making only 190K needs the guy who's making 3.9 million. That's what I would say. 3.9 million. Because we're going by the highest estimate and we're going by the highest estimate. So I would say your logic's a little off, the Keggy. It really is, in my humble opinion. Now, I'm waiting for your counter. And while you counter me, I'm going to be chewing on this chicken. Again, it is an open panel. If anybody wants to hop on, you're more than welcome to have this conversation with me. But it's probably going to be rinse and repeat at this time because the evidence shows that Brian didn't want the fight, that he priced himself out. And again, I picked him to beat Boots. But as Trouble Laker said, I have more faith in Brian than he does in himself and his dad has in his son. Why would you give this dude what he wants? He wants $5 million. He's worth 190K. He wants 5 million. The most he's ever made is 190K. He is coming out better than Boots in this fight. His pay increase is roughly 1.3 million. Boots' pay increase is roughly 1.1 million. He comes out better from last purse versus last purse. He actually comes out $200,000 ahead. So I'm not understanding. So what you're telling me is Brian Norman deserves $4.8 million more than he's ever made. That's what you're telling me. You said they should allow it to go to purse bids. I believe the issue is the splits. What's the mandatory split? 75-25 or 70-30? I don't know what the split is. I mean, we could do the math and find out. I mean, if you want me to. Let's see here. So hold on. We would have to do this. Let me get this real fast. I'll tell you what the split is. What's going on, Mark Anthony? Hold on. Let me get my calculator. I'm just pulling over my calculator. So if 5 million was offered to Boots and 1.5 was, so that means the total pot is 6.5 million. So that's 6,500,000. All right. Then we're gonna do the percentage. All right, hold on. Here we go. Give me 1 second. I think it's about 20%. Isn't that about 20%? I don't know my math. Let's do this. 650,000 times 0.20 equals, it's about 22%. 650,000 times 0.22. Might be 23%. Hold on. 650,000 times 0.23. So it's 23% of the total purse. It would be 23%. So it is 77% versus 23%. But it's irrelevant. The percentage split is irrelevant to me. It really is. Because at the end of the day, one guy has damn near made 5 million before, and the other guy hasn't even made 200K before. So while on paper, 77 to 23% split doesn't sound right, in actuality, it is right. Why would it be a 70-30 split? Well, it's less than that when they both have world titles. Because one guy, I don't know how to explain this any different than this. Like, you're not understanding. Like, I'm trying to break it down. One guy has never made 200K before, according to what I could find. The other guy has made 3.9 million before. So I don't understand what you can't understand. When you have one guy who's made damn near 4 million and another guy who hasn't even made 200K, what makes you think he deserves 30% of the pie? That's where the math ain't mathing. That's where we're having a disconnect. Is that supposed to be historically? I don't know what you're trying to write. Is this supposed to say historically? Okay. Historically, persons usually inform the splits. Yes and no. When you fight Tank Davis, you get what he gives you. When you fight Canelo Alvarez, you get what he gives you. When you fight Anthony Joshua, you get what he gives you. You have to understand, Eddie Hearn is trying to build Boots into the next AJ, into the next Canelo, into the next Tank Davis. That's what he's trying to build him into. Keggy, I understand. That was 190K before he became a world champion. But again, listen to what I'm telling you, okay? Take the splits out of your mind. I will say this again. His increased pay from 190K, we're going to round up to 200K to make it simple math, all right? His increase in pay is 1.3 million. Boots' increase in pay is 1.1 million. So his increase is higher than his increase by 200K. At the end of the day, the guy who hasn't even made $200,000 in his career is getting a higher pay jump than the guy who's made 3.9 million. That's where we're having a huge disconnect. I agree, Ross Clark, and I picked Brian Norman Jr. to beat him. But I agree with you. He definitely ducked him. Boxing don't work like that. Stop it. It does work like that. It does. Go try to argue some percentages with a Canelo and see what happens. See how far that gets you. See if you get in a fight. Have to overpay to build him into a star. Unfortunately, no, they don't have to overpay Brian Norman Jr. because here's the deal. Brian Norman's not with the zone. The zone don't have to overpay shit. If he wants to get overpaid, go talk to Top Rank. Have Top Rank give you $5 million and give Boots $5 million. But they're not going to do it because they know giving Brian Norman Jr. $5 million and giving Boots $5 million, which makes the pot $10 million, is a financial disaster. You're not going to recoup your money. You're going to go on a no spin downward until you crash and burn. It doesn't. You're acting like Boots is some big star who's done pay-per-views. The Keggy, I'm not acting like anything. What I'm telling you is empirical facts, okay? According to what I can find, we're going off the data that we can research, that we can see. Boots made $3.9 million against David Avanesian. Against Giovanni, Brian only made $190K. Boots makes 20 times what Brian makes per fight. So I would say he solidified what he's worth. He isn't even worth 200K. So I'm not understanding where you're getting that he should get 5 million like Boots. I don't understand your logic. I really don't see how you're maneuvering to the logic of this because the logic doesn't logic. The math doesn't math. I even broke it down to you in real numbers to where he is actually getting paid more of an increase than Boots is because his increase is 1.3 million more than what he made his last fight. Boots' increase is only 1.1 million more than his last fight. So he is actually coming out on top. He is actually making less of an increase from his previous fight. That's already a compromise. And it's unfortunate that boxing has to turn into a fucking pocketbook conversation. It's unfortunate that we have to talk about how much money these guys are making each fight or how much money they have to get paid to make a fight instead of them just fighting. It's unfortunate, but this is the post-Mayweather era that we live in. Nobody should fight for free. But when you're making 7.89 times your highest payday, I would say you've been paid well. When AJ faced Charles Martin, they had to pay Martin $5 million to get his belt, which I can tell you was at least $4.75 million more than Martin had ever been paid. Do you understand the logic that you just used? This is not apples to apples. When Anthony Joshua fought Charles Martin, he was a prospect. He was a big name in the UK because he had already come off the Dillian White win, and he had already come off the Brazil win from America, even though Brazil was trash to begin with. However, he was on a high, okay? Eddie Hearn bought the belt off of Charles Martin to make AJ a bigger star, to get him a title. Here's the deal. Boots is already the bigger star. Boots is already known. Boots is already a champion. Boots doesn't even have to stay at welterweight. Boots could go up to 154, which is what they're trying to talk about. Most people that talk about Ennis want to see him at 154 fighting Terrence Crawford for an off fight. But if he goes up, I guarantee he won't come back down because then he'll be a champion at 154. So when you are a guy that people are talking about fighting a generational great in Terrence Crawford at a weight class higher, and then you have another guy, Brian Norman Jr., who only people like me who know boxing know about, there's a big difference. Boots isn't that well known. Come on. Boots is a lot more known than Brian Norman Jr. Or are you going to try to say he's not? Okay, so we know who the known fighter is, and we know who the unknown fighter is. We know what fighter makes 3.9 million a fight. We know what fighter makes 190K a fight. And I don't even know what he made before this. He was willing to take 110K less to fight Giovanni, but he's not willing to take less to fight bootsennis. To me, Kegi, it looks like this. He has no faith in himself. His dad has no faith in him. So they're trying to maximize their dollar before they get knocked the fuck out. That's what it looks like to me. They're trying to maximize their dollar. So when and if they get knocked the fuck out, they've got money. And if they choose to never fight high quality competition again, they can at least have some type of money to walk away with. And they 24 years old, I think Brian is? 23, 24 years old, somewhere around there. I think he's 24. I'm not, okay, let me say this again, Kegi. I picked Brian Norman Jr. to beat Boots Ennis. I don't even think Boots is that good of a fighter. I saw his flaws against Karen. I saw his flaws when somebody moves. He can't hit the target. I literally, before this fight was even talked about, I have said several times, probably before you even knew who Brian Norman Jr. was, that Brian could beat Boots. I have said several times that I don't think Boots is that good. I don't believe in the hype train. But what I do know is when you only made 190K, according to what I can find online, and you're complaining about getting paid $1.5 million, yeah, you looking for a cash out. Sounds like a plan. Don't get knocked out for chicken feed. Exactly. And that's what it is. Don't get knocked out for chicken feed. We need $5 million. So if we get knocked the fuck out, we can walk away with millions of dollars. I'm going to drop the link again. If anybody listening wants to hop on, I'm going to drop the link again. Here it goes. You can tell me how I'm wrong. You can be like the Kegi and try to debate with me, argue with me. But I'm not seeing no good arguments as of yet. You know, Rasclot, prior to seeing the lack of confidence, I would have said that I had a 60-40 fight in favor of Brian Norman. That would have been my honest assessment. Would have been I'm 60% in favor that Brian's going to win the fight. Because to me, Brian has fought younger competition, not guys who are over the hill, not guys who are on their way out, not guys suffering from multiple losses. The Giovanni win is a great win. He showed a lot of heart. He dogged it out. So, Kegi, let me ask you this. In this game of unifications, all right, let me ask you this. Who do you think can snatch up the other belts quicker? Brian Norman or Boots if they want him to? Who do you think is going to be able to make the fights? Boots has got hand speed, but his foot speed isn't very good. I do agree. Norman has a lot of brute strength and power. But you got to keep in mind, too, while Norman looks strong, he's only what, 5'8"? Maybe. I think that's probably what they got him billed at, 5'8". Realistically, he's probably only 5'7" in real life. Like if they say he's 5'8", he's probably 5'7". Let's see what a box rec says his height is. 5'8". So box rec says his height's 5'8", which means in real life he's probably like 5'7", maybe 5'6" and a half. Because we know how they do in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like they always gonna give you some inches. Boots Ennis is more than likely a real 5'10". So Boots isn't a little dude either. You know what I'm saying? Like Boots is not some little ass dude when he's not in fight form. So that big brute strength that Norman has, it may be neutralized. We don't know until we see him in the ring. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ross Clyde. He does not look that tall. And Boots could easily, I agree, he could definitely move up to 154. No problem right now, make that transition. I don't think he struggles to make 147, but I do believe he could go to 154. Hold on one second. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to drop the link again if anybody wants to jump on. Here goes the link to the panel if you're listening and you want to come on here and conversate. All right, I'm back. Seems like nobody wanted to jump on. That's okay. Okay, let's dissect this. Only a fool would fight for 1.5 million when you could get 3 million. No, he can't. How do I know he can't? Because the fight's not going to happen. The fight's already been nixed. It's already been canceled. It's already been said it's not going to happen. So, no, he's not going to get $3 million. He's not going to get nowhere near it. And here's the deal. We've seen this play out before many times in boxing. When we want two people to fight, what ends up happening when they delay and stall? They always seem to lose. So some bum will end up beating Brian, and some bum will end up beating fucking Boots, And then the fight we wanted between two undefeated champions won't happen due to one guy over evaluating what he's worth when he's not even made 200K. What's going on, Ross Scott?
Sorry about that, man. I had to go on mute for a minute.
No, you good. What's going on?
None of us over here just chilling, cutting this watermelon, listening to you. You know, sometimes I got my notifications on with you, but it don't get it. I gotta always hit the turn off notifications and then immediately turn on notifications. And then it do it every time where I'll get a notification and then next thing you know, I don't get one.
It's because YouTube got me shadow banned, my dude. I just showed it earlier to where I searched the name of my live and it was like a million things above me that had nothing to do with boxing.
Oh, okay.
So it ain't a big deal. I got a copyright strike on my channel right now.
Oh, okay.
Because the zone, I made a video with just me and they claimed me and I fought it. And YouTube said that the zone potentially actually owned me and they kept the copyright strike good. Like a video literally with just me, they claimed, and YouTube upheld it.
Wow. YouTube be tripping, man. Because you know what's crazy? You could go on YouTube right now and see a whole bunch of other boxing channels playing some serious copyright material, and they don't get in no trouble.
None.
That'd be wild to me. Like, wait a minute. This dude just showed the whole fight, and they got ads coming on.
The whole damn fight.
Right. You show one DAZN clip, and it's like, yeah, we striking you down. That'd be some BS right there.
It is. It's some real BS. That's why I haven't been dropping boxing videos because I haven't been feeling like it. When YouTube agreed that DAZN owns me, who doesn't? I'm not an employee of DAZN. I don't get paid by DAZN.
Right.
They don't own my thoughts or my words.
Right.
And they upheld it. I was like, I'm over this shit.
Yeah, I would be too. I ain't gonna lie. I would be too. Yeah, because they be like I said, they be tripping.
Hard.
Yeah, man. Hey, but you know that I didn't even know that. So what was the initial offer to Brian Norman? Because I mean, that's a good fight, man. They should get that fight going while they young and fresh in they prime. You know?
So from my understanding, from what I have seen, Eddie said that they initially did 500K. They turned it down. They went to $1 million. They turned it down. They went to 1.5 million. Turned it down again. And that's where Eddie said, fuck this.
He asking for a meal ticket.
Yeah.
Wow.
He asked for Andrew Weeze so he'd go eat $1 million worth of food and get fat out of shape.
Yeah, right. I don't know, man. Like I said, it's not in my place to say what these dudes is worth, but I know he didn't make 500,000 in his last fight. That's for sure.
He made 190. I got it on the screen. He made 190 against Giovanni.
Wow. Okay, so there you go. Then. I mean,
and here's the thing about it. This is how I look at it, right? Boots made 3.9 million against David Avanesian in his last fight. So he's only getting paid 1.1 million to get to 5 million, right?
Yeah.
This dude over here, Brian, he's getting paid 1.3 million more than his last fight to get to 1.5. So realistically, he's getting a bigger pay raise than Boots is.
Yeah, for real.
It's not enough.
That's a pay increase for real. He tripping because I heard somebody talking about it earlier today on another page, and I didn't quite understand what they was talking about. They kept talking about how Boots don't need Norman or vice. You know how people say they don't need this person, they don't need that person. But I mean, in reality, man, it's a good fight. Take the money, beat Boots, and now you the man.
You the man.
You know what I'm saying? And that fight to me is 50-50. It's not like Boots is going to run over this guy. He could probably knock Boots out for all I know. So, yeah, it's a good fight, man. I'd like to see it now.
Like, the thing that's so crazy about it is Mario Barrios is ranked higher than Brian Norman Jr.
Maybe it's because he got the name from fighting Tank from back in the what at 130, 135. When did they fight?
Well, he also beat Ugas
And
too.
then he beat Ugas.
But the thing about it is Mario Barrios doesn't even have a title. And he's ranked higher than Norman, who has a title.
He has the title. Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that. See, they going by name and popularity, maybe because I mean, at the end of the day, him beating Ugas is better than that last opponent he beat.
Yo, for sure. Ugas
Yeah.
is better than anybody. I mean, really, truthfully, Ugas is better than anybody that Boots has beat or Brian.
Yeah, combined, 100%, 100%. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that fight, Boots and Ugas. I wouldn't mind seeing that one too. I don't honestly. I like what Eddie Hearn does with his fighters. I like the way he promotes his fighters. I like the way he builds his fighters. I like everything that he does with his fighters. But I need to see his fighters fight some real competition. Like, you know, like not that they don't because they do, but like I don't want to see Boots fighting a bunch of people that we know he could beat. And then you saying he's the best. Nobody want to fight him. He's the best. Nobody want to fight him. Because to me, that's what it looks like they about to do. They about to build him up, straight up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they definitely about to build him up.
Oh
They want
yeah.
to make him the next Canelo, next AJ,
Oh yeah.
next Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford, Tank
Yep.
Davis.
Yep. And that's his job. Listen, like I said, when it comes to that, Hearn is number one. He's to me probably the best promoter right now for that. But you gotta give us these fights, man. You gotta give us these fights. You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
it's hard to give you the fights whenever the fighters think they're worth way more than what they're worth. Like I could understand if
100%.
Brian had made $1 million. He ain't even made $1 million. He ain't even made 200K in a fight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you 100% right about that. You 100% right. That's what I'm saying. He should have took that. He should have took that deal. Man, he should have took that deal, man. If I was Brian Norman and I told my mama, yeah, I'm turning down that 500,000. Come on, man. I'm getting cussed out. I'm getting cussed out, man. Like, I don't know. These boxers gotta realize this. This ain't baseball. This ain't football where you can guarantee bread. You gotta fight for your money. And man, I don't know what's up with these dudes nowadays, man.
I got this guy right here sparking Brian now. I no longer have faith in Brian Norman Jr. because he has no faith in himself. I'm saying Blair the Flair Cobbs beats him.
You know what? You could be right. A lot of people don't know Blair Cobbs could crack. Have you heard his sparring stories? Everybody in the gym say he could crack. Everybody who sparred him, boxed him said that he could crack.
I know he dropped AB.
And he dropped AB, and AB got a chin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though AB is past his prime, it's like punching power. Your chin don't just disappear overnight.
No,
he got cracked.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got cracked. And then, Brian Norman could crack. He one of them fighters, man. And he one of them dudes in the gym that beats you up. he that guy. Yeah. Yeah, he that guy. That's a good fight. Now that I actually forgot all about Blair Cobbs in the mix, dude. What the hell? I totally forgot about, because when you said this guy, I'm looking like I know that ain't that dude who just fought. I forgot about Blair Cobbs.
I'm gonna tell you who else I think is good. This guy right here, who's been shelved.
Who, Schofield?
Nope.
Who?
Rashidi Ellis.
Oh yeah. The problem is he
got robbed.
He got that. You think that was a robbery?
Against Villa? Yeah, he whooped Villa. Like all Villa did. So here's the thing about Rashidi. You gotta look at his resume, right?
Yeah.
This dude beat Golden Boy, Roca, right? He gave him his first loss.
I remember
and
that.
Then they shelved him. For 2 years, he could not fight. He had to wait 2 years to get out of the Golden Boy contract.
Yep.
He goes over to PBC. He has a fight right here 2 years later, damn near, and it only lasted like 45 seconds. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So he had no no endurance. Like he hadn't fought. Like in 2 years, he
Yeah.
had one match for 45 seconds. He got in there with Roman Villa. He looked great in the first 7, 8 rounds, and then you could see his gas tank just depleted. And I believe it was due to the 2 years of not fighting.
Yeah.
So, but regardless, he beat Roca, in my opinion, the first 8 rounds, hands down.
Yeah. I remember
Villa
that fight.
did-
I
All
remember
Villa
that.
did was drop him twice late, but other than that, he didn't do nothing to him.
Yeah, I got to go back and watch that. I remember that fight. I remember that fight. I can tell you right now, Brian Norman and them, they not fighting them. I don't know if you saw the interview with them
Rashid?
too. Yeah, I can tell you right now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so because when you brought up Rashid Ellis, I'm like, I forgot about him too. He's another one because he been on them long layoffs. So
Yup.
so you can forget about it. It as much as I would like to see that fight too, you would too. It's on YouTube. You can see it. Brian Norman and then father said, well, you won't bring nothing to the table. Woo, woo, woo. You got to work your way back up. So that fight's not going to happen.
That's wild. In my opinion, Rashidi shouldn't even have a loss on his record.
Yeah.
You know, what I truly believe is they robbed him because they did not want Boots fighting Rashidi.
I can see that. I can see that. Because it's a business. The shit, they all in there. Everyone is in on it. So, like, you feel me? Like, they all in on it, from the judges, the sanction bodies, these promoters. They all in on that. They all know what's up. They all know who they want to build a race. Nobody knows who Rashidi Ellis is.
Nope.
Feel me? So put him on the back burner. That's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate. That's how I go.
I agree. What's going on, Black? How you doing? I just seen that he was in here.
What's up, Black? Salute, Black. UGC in the building.
I wonder if Black thinks that this is a blatant duck. What's going on, Virtuoso? Jump on the panel.
I don't know. It seems like it is a duck. I mean, at the end of the day, like you just said, because I don't know how much money they made. But if you said he made 190 and now he getting offered 500,
1.5. No, 1.5 million.
oh, I mean, he getting offered 1.5 million.
Yeah, and he turned it down.
Oh, bro, that's a duck. That's a duck. That's a duck.
That's damn near 8 times his highest pay.
Yeah, that's a duck. That's a duck. I don't care what nobody said. That's a duck. And like I said, I just told you, if you see that interview, he said, you to Ellis, you don't bring nothing to the table. So they not fighting him either.
And what's so funny about that is Boots can make the same comment to him. You don't bring nothing to the table.
Yeah, he could. He could. But Boots said he was down for it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Boots down for it.
He accepted it.
Yeah, Boots want to fight.
It was Brian and his dad that walked away because they want that retirement check.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. And too many of these retired boxers like Andre Ward and Floyd, all these dudes is constantly talking about getting your chips and leaving, getting your chips and getting out of the game. That's bad. It's bad. I mean, it's good advice, but it's also bad advice for the sport, for the legacy. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I would say I'm all about a fighter maximizing his money, right? Get paid.
Mm-hmm.
But when somebody offers you 8 times your highest pay, you take it.
You got to take it. I agree with that. I didn't know. See, I thought it was like 500,000.
No.
0.5? Come on, man. I'd have said, yeah, I'd have been in the gym right now. I'd have been jogging like Mike Tyson right now, 3 a.m. in the morning.
I'm right there with you.
Straight up. I'd have been like Mike Tyson, jogging 3-4 o'clock in the morning right now.
But the thing about Brian is he's only 1 loss away from disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
Boots, he could lose and still come back because he's more known. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if he fights like a Terrence Crawford and loses. He could come back from that. But if Brian loses to somebody, it's over. He ain't getting no money.
It's sad that it's like that because this generation, a loss could either make you or break you nowadays, man.
Yup.
Not like back in the days, you could lose and you could still, do great things. I don't know, man. Like I just talked about that recently. These dudes nowadays, man, you if you lose, it seems like it's the end of the world. It shouldn't even be that way. That's why these guys don't want to fight nobody. Look at
Well,
look, huh?
it's the post Mayweather era where the O means everything. But the thing
Yeah.
about it is this: what people don't even understand is Mayweather was a great fighter. Don't get me wrong, but
Mhm.
Mayweather, if you dissect his career, he was the Jack Sparrow of boxing. Everything was opportune moment. He never fought nobody at their very best. He always caught them when they was on the downslide,
Yep.
or he'll catch people when they're extremely green.
Yep.
He never truly like. There are so many. Like I can name off the top of my head two fighters that would have been great, and I know he had a bunch of fights, and to say two, but
Mhm.
there's many more. But he never fought Costa Zoo when he could have, and he ran. He ran for the hills from fucking Paul Williams.
Yeah. You know who else he ducked? He ducked Casamayor too.
He did.
And Freitas. Both
But
of
that's
them.
what I'm saying. Like Mayweather is a great fighter, but even like if you look at Manny Pacquiao, he went until Manny quit getting knockouts.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying about Floyd. And that's why Floyd always says, I'm the smartest man, I'm the smartest man. And a lot of people don't realize the truth behind all of that when he keeps saying I'm the smartest man, I'm the smartest man in boxing. He's telling y'all like, look how what I did, look how I played everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yup.
Dude, they tried to draw blood from Shane Mosley in the dressing room on the night of the fight. You remember that? Do you remember that? You there? Tony, you there? Hello? Hello?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I ran to the kitchen to get a bottle of water. I heard what you said. They tried to
Oh,
take the blood from
yeah, I
Mosley.
don't know if you remember that,
Yeah,
but
I remember that.
on the
Where did
night of the
Virtuoso
fight,
go? He fell off.
yeah, Floyd sent them in there. Here goes some bread. Here go a couple of thousand. Go and draw some blood. He said, hell no, you ain't drawing no blood from me. You already been drawing blood from me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, trying to weaken him.
yeah, they tried to weaken him. I mean, and it's understandable. Come on, man. Mosley was juiced to the gills when he beat Margarito. You know what I'm saying? But you can't be drawing blood on the night of the fight. You feel me? Like,
But hey, speaking of that, why was he juiced to the gills? Who was he doing business with?
oh, he was doing business with the king cheater himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, trust me, I'm not one of them dudes. I will tell you right now, if you think that Crawford is at 36 years old, about to be 37, fighting in this level, and he's clean, nigga, get the F out of here. I don't know if I could curse on your page. Get out of here with that. I'm not one of them dudes who believe in fighters could be a hard work and dedication, and you almost 40. I'm sorry. This is the fight game. No way. Motherfuckers is on the juice out there.
Allegedly. Oh, what's going on,
Allegedly.
Virtuoso?
Yeah.
Exactly. Allegedly. Yeah, welcome back.
Hey, what's up? What's going on, Tony? Rasta?
What's up, Virtue? What's up?
Not much, man. Listen, I'm only gonna be here briefly, man. It's really late, man. But I just have to chime in on this thing. Is that American boxing, right, can ill afford to be put behind a paywall. In order for these fighters, right, to get to that certain tax bracket, to get that certain check that they want, they got to put out these fights on pay-per-view, and they got to foot the bill to us to pay them that kind of money. But they don't have the marketing or the following to do so. So they can ill afford to turn down these fights that is going to make them a marquee attraction. Um, Me hearing about this is like really disappointing. Um, it's just an example of the current state of American boxing, where fighters are just turning down I wouldn't say life altering like money, but like this is fights that are important to them to build a profile in order to be marketable, and they're just shooting themselves in the foot. So
No, I agree. And the thing about it is this: everybody want Mayweather. Now, I'll bring Mayweather back up. I will say this: everybody want Mayweather money, but nobody want to do what Mayweather did. Like
mhm.
Mayweather, at the end of the day, whether he fought people at their best, on their decline, whatever, he still fought like 22, 23 champions and beat them. These guys
Mhm.
don't want to fight nobody and want to maximize their dollar off of fighting a bunch of nobodies and then come into one fight and think that they're going to get paid Mayweather money. It's insane.
That's illogical. Yep, completely illogical. So I don't know what Brian Norman Sr. is thinking, turning down that kind of money that he's never going to see anywhere else. I'm
No.
sorry, but that's just foolish. That's just foolish. You're hustling backwards, as they
That's
say.
a fact. That's a fact.
I highly doubt he gets 300K in his next fight. I highly doubt it. When he could have made 1.5 in this one.
Yeah. It really could have done something to his career. If even if he would have lost, man, I would have commended him for taking the fight, because
Right.
that's pretty much the best fighter in the division right now is Boots. You know, I
But
say,
here's the
if I'm Eddie Hearn, man, real quick, if I'm Eddie Hearn, I'm done with this collecting belts to build a profile or this undisputed business because like you're also dealing with fighters from PBC, right? They get cushy spots on the rankings and they just wait around to get elevated. They don't even fight, to get the belts in the first place. They wait for an email and says you're the champion now. That's how it is now. Boots is out there trying to unify with email champions. I'm sorry, but like, and the names are not that big enough, to really build something, off of that. So if he wants that butt fight, move up already. But it's not gonna wait around for him to collect the belts at 147. It was a fucking like chore for him to do so. It was like pulling teeth to get Spence in the ring. So whatever. It's go time from here.
well, Bud will never go back to 147. So,
No, I'm not saying that he should go back down to 147. I'm saying that Boost should move up if he wants that fight.
well, yeah, I mean, he definitely can move up if he wants to fight, but the only way he gets to fight is moving up. But the thing about it is this: when it comes to Brian Norman Jr., right? I feel like fighters like him, they think if I keep fighting, I'll build up a profile. So when I finally fight him, I'll get paid more money. And that may be true. But here's what's so stupid about it, okay? You could fight for 200K, what you made in your last fight. Or maybe you might make 300K per fight, right? Or you could take a gamble on yourself, make 1.5 million to win. Then the very next time you fight, you're making 2 million, then 2.5, then 3, then 3.5, and etc. And it keeps going up.
Fact.
But but this thing where they take the
Exactly.
long route, the long way to get to the money, they make peanuts, and then they finally get one big payday, and their career is already over because now they're old.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. That's a good point. Straight
What
up.
fighters don't understand is that they can build their market value on the back end of victories, on the backs of victories. Then you get the money. I'm sorry, you cannot get this big ass check up front when nobody's ever seen you before, when nobody, very few people follow you, and you don't have the bodies on your record to really talk about you. So I don't know what the fuck they're thinking doing this shit. You know,
No, I agree with you. I agree 100%.
Yeah, man. Well, that's all I got, man. I gotta get to bed, man. It's good talking to you too, man. I'll holler at you later.
Salute. Salute.
All right,
Thank you.
Virtuoso.
Thank you.
Have
Salute.
a good night. I'm actually about to get off here pretty soon. This was only supposed to be an hour stream. We at 114 because you hopped on Rasclat, so I've been letting it ride.
It's all good, man. I was just out. Like I said, I was up cutting me some fruit and stuff, and got you alive, man. But like I said, I didn't get no notification, so I caught it late. I had to catch the replay.
Yeah, catch the replay.
I catch the replay.
Really, you only need to catch the first 10 minutes of it, to
No,
be honest with
I
you.
It's cool. If I'm on the treadmill or something, I be listening to people lives. That's when I listen to playbacks.
Well, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, the first 10 minutes of this video is really the meat and the bones of me breaking everything down. The rest of it until you got on was just really me going back and forth with Keggy in the chat. But
Okay.
like, it's pretty much, like you get the whole meat at the beginning, and then it's probably rinse and repeat, and you just re-saying stuff because people are
Yeah.
debating with you. So yeah, all you really need to listen to is the first 10 minutes, and you be good. You get the whole gist of the video.
For sure. For sure. Hey,
That's,
hey,
go ahead.
what you think about Tank Davis? What you think his next move is? Because I hear a lot of people saying he gonna fight Rayo.
I mean, I think that's a good fight. I think at this point, it's looking like everybody's ducking Tank. Loma don't want him. Shakur don't want him.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't know. Like, I think Shakur has a very good shot at beating him because I think it's going to be hard for him to touch Shakur because
Yeah.
Shakur is going to stay on that back foot all night long and he's not going to get tired like
Yeah.
a lot of fighters who fight Tank. But it looks like they all scared of him. Even Lomachenko looks like he don't want it.
Yeah. It seemed like the Lomachenko one was kind of strange because he been wanting to fight him, but then all of a sudden he don't want to fight him. But it seems like it's also get back too from when they could have fought and Tank turned it down. So it's like they both did it to each other now.
Yeah,
So
but the thing about it is Loma can never achieve his goal to undisputed if he doesn't come see Tank.
yeah, he got to see Tank. And listen, man, like I said, I'm for activity, man. I don't know how much longer Lomachenko's waiting for. I mean, bro, you getting old, man. You got to hurry up and fight. Like, this is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't gonna get undisputed without fighting Tank.
No.
Unless he's waiting for somebody else. But on the Shakur side, Shakur just want them to do business on that side. Tank wanted to do business on his side. That's why that fight ain't happening.
Maybe, but I mean, with Lomachenko, I just see he's not a good fighter with inactivity. He had inactivity, lost to T.O. He had inactivity, lost to Devin.
Yeah,
And I thought he beat Devin, but still
Devin too.
the history books will always say he lost. But in both those losses, they were preceded by inactivity.
Yeah, and another fight. Wasn't there another fight in between that where he had another long layoff? And that what fight was that? It wasn't Cormier. It was another fight where dude was giving him the business.
Jermaine Ortiz, he had a long layoff before he beat
Remember
Jermaine
that? Yeah, that
Ortiz.
was the one. Remember? So yeah, you're
Yeah, it
right.
was a rough fight.
You're right. These long layoffs be doing them in. Yep, I
Because
remember that.
the thing about fighters like Lomachenko is reactionary fighters, speed fighters have to stay active because speed is the first thing you lose. When
Yes.
you don't train speed, I mean, you can ask any sprinter. If you don't train speed, you lose it very quickly, and it takes a while to get it back. And when you're a little guy like Loma who relies on your reaction time and speed, you can't afford to be inactive.
Yeah, that's a
And that's
fact.
what happens. That's why every time you see them long layoffs, he gets into them hard ass fights.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. That is a fact. I personally though, I'll be honest with you, I thought he beat Haney and Tio. I thought he edged them both.
So I didn't think he beat Tio. I personally had it a draw.
Yeah. With the
I
Tio?
had the Tio fight a draw. I gave Loma round 7 through 11 in round 2, and I gave Tio round 1, 3 through 6, and 12.
Okay, I can see that. Because for me, the rounds that Loma won, he convincingly won.
He did.
The rounds that Tio won, they was 50-50. That's why to me I had in the first 3 rounds, I think, man, there was just like filler rounds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. These guys need to step it up when the bell ring. But the Loma and Haney for sure. Yo, I had him beating Haney.
Yeah, I had it.
That was a robbery.
So I had it 7-5 for Lomachenko, and
Mhm.
I gave Devin Haney every single swing round.
Okay, and you still got him losing.
Yeah, I gave Devin every single swing round. I still had it 7 rounds to 5 rounds for Loma.
That's
We're
what I'm
giving
saying.
him every swing round.
That's what I'm saying, and you still got him losing, even though
Yeah.
you gave him the swing rounds.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what
And
I'm
the thing
saying.
about it is it's unrealistic to give somebody every single swing round. But I gave Devin the benefit of the doubt. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? He was the
yeah,
champion. So I just gave him the swing rounds by default, and he still lost on my
and he still
scorecard.
lost.
However,
Exactly, exactly. That's how I had it. Because when the fight was over, I'm like, oh, Lomachenko about to get robbed. Showed
yeah.
up, he got robbed. Yep.
Well, you can see Devin was surprised that he won. When they said
Yeah,
he won, he looked surprised.
he was, he was, he was, he
But
was.
you see, he's supposed to be coming back to fight Paro. Paro about to beat his ass.
Man, that's gonna be a good fight, man. It's gonna be. I got Paro winning, but I don't know how many pounds Devin gonna be on fight night. That's the only thing I'd be afraid of for these fights.
I'm not, because here's the thing. Even though I don't think Matias is the best fighter out there, like technically,
Who is?
Matias, I don't think he's that great technically of a fighter.
No,
Paro took his best shots and then go down. So if you can take a knockout artist's best shots, Devin, regardless of his weight, ain't gonna hurt you.
yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. He there to wear you down.
Yeah, Devin, I don't think Devin can beat Paro. Paro's going to be too aggressive. He's going to be on top of him. Devin excels at fighting little dudes,
Yeah,
but every time he's fought somebody his own size.
yeah,
So the first time he fought somebody his own size was against Santiago, who is not a good fighter. That
yeah,
dude was out jabbing Devin, who's supposed to be a masterful jabber, right? Santiago is trash. The next time he fights a guy his own size, you have to go all the way to Linares.
yeah.
Linares had been out of the ring for over a year.
And
You
passes
know,
and passes prime.
yeah, and past his better days.
Yep.
And the first time he clipped him, he had him holding on for dear life for 2 rounds straight.
Yep, that's a fact.
Then the next time he fights somebody his own size, Ryan mollywops him.
Molly Wobson. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's what I'm saying. Paro, he may not weigh as much as Devin, but they're the same height. They're going to be close to the same size. Like, he's not going to get in the ring 20 pounds heavier than Paro. It might be a 5, maybe 10-pound difference at best. So the difference in size is going to be minimal.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so, because Devin is a big boy. Devin's a big boy, man. That dude is a welterweight. So we'll see. We'll see. I always thought Matias was a hype job, so
I did too.
I don't really count that one too much. But Pero is he's pretty good. He's good. He's good. He's gonna be on top of Devin because they know he can't hurt nobody.
Right.
You feel me? They know he can't hurt nobody. And I don't like the fact that he fight with his mouth open. I hate that. I don't know why these fighters do that. Shakur do it too. Fight with his mouth open. Like, why are you guys fighting with your mouth open? Like, I don't
And
know.
we also know he can't get out of the way of a left hook.
No, unfortunately, he can't. And they gotta practice that, man. They gotta practice that, man. He gotta keep his right hand up. They gotta glue it to his face.
They got to do something because, like I said, I think Paro gonna dog walk him.
Are you sure that fight is next? Is that for real?
That's who they were talking about him coming back to fight. We'll Google it, but that's what, like, I've heard other channels said.
That's not a good idea, man. Then that's bad. In my opinion, I want to see it. This is what I want to see. A good fight. But if I was an advisor or if I was training him, we would take an easy fight. We would take a tune-up for the way my last fight looked.
Yeah, it says right here that they're considering the fight for December 7th in Australia.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. I would literally be like, no, we're gonna take us an easy fight, get our feet back in the ring, and they tripping.
Well, the thing, like I said, I look at it like this. Matias, like I said, technically not that great, but he hits hard.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't hurt Paro at any time in the fight. Then he also fought a guy named Brock Jarvis, right? Not the best technically fighter, but he hit very hard.
Mm-hmm.
Paro walked through them shots. So when you got a guy who was born with two bunny paws, I don't see Devin being able to do nothing to him.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
I see the pressure of Paro. He's just going to stay on top of Devin the entire time.
Yeah. I never thought Devin Haney was that good. I just always knew he was beating everybody up at 135 because of his size. He was just out muscling everybody, out working everybody. I mean, look at the size difference versus him and Cambosis.
Well, yeah.
The little dude against him. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it was definitely night and day size difference.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. That I don't know. And then that's why he fought him twice. That's why, listen, I give him props for fighting him out there, but come on, man. You knew you was gonna beat this little dude. Come on. Like, and Cambosis is a good fighter. Don't get me wrong, he's just too small.
Yeah.
He's just too small. Yeah. That's all. He's just too small.
Well, the thing about Devin is like, and you could disagree with me here, but you really get to see how good fighters are as they go up in weight and they no longer have the advantages.
Yeah, that's true.
For Lomachenko, it took him 3 weight classes to start looking normal. For Devin Haney, it took him only going up 1.
Yeah.
You know, they can erase all the losses off his record that they want, but at the end of the day, nobody's gonna ever forget what they saw.
Yeah. I agree with you with that for this generation, not in the same day era generation. But in this era, yeah, I agree with that. That you see how good they are once they start moving up.
Well, like, I'll give you an example. I think Canelo, like I've always had Terrence Crawford my number 1 pound for pound, right?
Mm-hmm.
But after I saw Crawford move up into his 4th weight class
Mm-hmm.
and see how average he looked against a guy with only 11 fights.
At 36.
I understand his age, but it was a guy with only 11 fights.
Yeah.
And
happens.
The thing about it is this. In my mind, I realized very quickly Canelo was a much better fighter. He's just better. He's better than Crawford.
I've never been the one. I never even liked the idea of them two fighting. He cannot beat Canelo.
No, he can't.
I've said that from the very beginning. Why are everybody trying to have this dude move up to Canelo when he can't even fight at 160, let alone 154? Like, to me, that fight never made any sense. And even Canelo knows it don't make sense.
Well, the thing about Crawford is I don't even know if he can survive 154 without a loss.
Oh no, not if he continue, not if he fight. Listen, he's gonna fight once a year. He's gonna fight once a year. So with that, we got that established. Who is he gonna fight next year?
Well, they're claiming that he's gonna fight Fundora because I guess the Spence fight is off.
That I read that. I saw that they ordered Fundora to fight.
But here's the deal, Ross Clyde. Even if he can manage to beat Fundora, which I'm not sure that he can, at the end of the day, he's going to have to come around the corner and see Tim Tszyu, who, you know, people. Yeah. I picked Fundora to beat Tim Tszyu because I saw it as a setup. You had a guy in Keith Thurman who allegedly got injured 2 weeks before the fight, and you have Fundora come in to fight him. And I've seen this play out before. The same thing happened with Manny Pacquiao, where his opponent all of a sudden got an eye injury, just like Errol Spence did, and now he's fighting Ugas, where it looked like Ugas had been training for Manny, and Manny was trying to figure it out. Well, in this fight, it looked like Fundora, regardless of the cut, had been training for Tim Tszyu the entire time because he fought completely different than he's ever fought before. Yeah, and Tim Tszyu was in there trying to figure him out. I saw it as a setup. I would have never taken it if I was Tim Tszyu, unless I had a full training camp dedicated to him. Yeah. So I picked Fundora to win. However, he really was whooping the shit out of Fundora until that cut happened.
Yeah, and it was still competitive with the cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tim Tszyu
So
is the best. To me, Tim Tszyu is still the best 154-pound fighter right now.
I agree. And,
Yeah.
and that's the thing about it.
Yeah.
Tim Tszyu's fighting for, I believe, the IBF belt in his next fight.
Yeah.
So no matter what, if Crawford wants to be undisputed, he's got to see Tim Tszyu. No matter how bad they fucking try to keep the rematch of Fundora versus Tim Tszyu away from Tim,
Yeah.
he's going to get another belt.
Yeah. I just don't see the fight happen, and I think Crawford is going to turn it down. I don't think at his age he could fight 2 times a year. He fights once a year because of his age. He's resting. He's giving his body to heal.
Well, if he turns it down, he'll never be undisputed.
I know. I know. I know. Fundora is not going to be an easy fight at all. Fundora is not going to be easy because he's a tall dude who is constantly throwing punches. It's hard to beat that. So,
And not only that, he's now fighting off the back foot and actually using the jab like he
Yeah.
should have been doing from the beginning.
yeah. Because I can tell you right now, he's going to beat the crap out of Spence if they fight.
Well, I don't think they're fighting. I think that's why he's fighting Crawford.
Yeah. They ended that one because they know he's gonna hurt Spence if they fight. Spence is done.
Yeah, he didn't look good.
Spence is done. I'm telling you right now, he's done. That's why he's taking them long breaks. He going back and forth to that doctor, seeing, am I good? Am I good? Trust me, he's done.
Yeah, I think the car wreck did a lot more damage to him than they realized.
100%. Let me tell you something. What I saw when he fought Ugas, and you stopped in the middle of the fight to look down for your mouthpiece, you're done. No fighter should do that. No fighter would ever stop in the middle of action. He's done. He done. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you could be right. You very well could be
Done.
right. Like, I mean, and it's unfortunate because like this the thing, man. Some guys' lifestyles, they just kill their talent. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you can do what you want to do while you're young, but once you get into your 30s, it's a whole different ball game of what you can get allowed away with putting into your body. Like, you can't be a fucking alcoholic and continue at the highest levels in your 30s because your body don't heal the same.
Body don't heal the same. That's a fact. I'm telling you. Listen, people think I'm crazy when I say it. They know that they ducked Manny Pacquiao was gonna hurt that boy that night. Manny Pacquiao was gonna put his paws on Spence that night. They lucky they faked that eye injury. Guaranteed Pacquiao was gonna be on top of him. That equilibrium is not the same no more.
Yeah, I would have to tend to agree with you that if Manny and him would have fought, Manny more than likely would have beat him.
He would have
Because
beat him.
Manny is like nonstop aggression, and that's not good for a guy who's damaged.
Yep. That boy is damaged. That boy is damaged. That alcohol and all that. And I'm not a fan of Spence. So maybe I sound like a hater, but I'm not a fan of Spence. I don't like drunk drivers. So
Right.
Anytime he's fighting, I'm rooting for the other guy. I enjoyed every minute of that Spence fight with Crawford. I enjoyed every minute of it.
Yeah.
So
well, the reason why I agree with you that I think he's finished is in that fight, it looked like his body couldn't do what his mind wanted it to do.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you could see that the wheels were turning in his head, but there was a disconnect between what his mind was thinking and what his body was doing. He can no longer perform.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Even his face, I don't know if you noticed in the beginning, looked like he was on some medication from his face. He looked like he was sleepy and so like disinterested. Like he just, I don't know. But I'll be honest with you. Any version of Spence wasn't going to be Crawford, in my opinion. That what's his name? Derrick James trains his fighters to go on a straight line. They throw 2 jabs in a right hand, 2 jabs in a right hand, body shot, 2 jabs in the right. It's so easy to read these guys. It's so easy to read Charlo and like I don't know. I think he would have.
Dude,
I mean, it very well could have been that Spence would have always lost to Crawford, but if he had never been in the wreck, if he didn't live the way that he lives, I think it would have been way more competitive than a one-sided fight.
100%. 100%. It wouldn't have been like that. I don't think it would have been like that.
Yeah.
100%. Ain't no way he took a beating. But yeah,
Because you got to look at it. Spence was arguably the number one guy at welterweight, right?
he
And
was.
Spence had already fought people that Crawford had fought. And Crawford, had, like, even with the Porter fight, even though he stopped him, it was still a hard fight for him. It wasn't a cakewalk. But
Yeah.
when he fought Spence, when he caught him, it looked like the easiest fight Crawford ever had.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's 100% facts, man.
Like David Avenesian did better against Crawford before the gloves started falling apart and Crawford got the knockout than Spence did.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too. That's 100% facts. Yeah. I personally think if Brooke didn't fight Triple G, that he would have outboxed Spence.
Yeah, I agree. Brooke just put on too much weight
Yep.
and he tried to take too much weight off coming back down to 147. He should have never returned.
Should have never did that. He shouldn't have never did that. To me, that was a bad idea for Hearn to even make that fight happen. Like, I get it. They was trying to give Triple G some shine and fight a big name that's popular in the UK side, but I don't know. He shouldn't have took that. He shouldn't have took that deal.
The bottom line is,
Brooke was never the same after that.
well, it's like it's what I always say. Weight matters. There's a reason why guys don't jump up 2 weight classes to fight an elite fighter. Every time you see it happen, the guy moving up 2 weight classes in his first fight, fighting the number 1 dude, always fucking loses.
Usually,
And every fucking time they lose. Just like I know right now, if Crawford jumps up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, he's gonna get the brakes beat off of him.
that's a fact. That's 100% facts. Just like if Benavidez was to move up to cruiserweight and fight, I forgot that dude name. One
You
that
talking about Dylan Smith?
yeah, if he was either one of them, they ain't gonna be able to beat no damn cruiserweight. You know what I'm saying?
No, he get the brakes beat off of him unless he starts to acclimate to the weight.
Right.
You're not going to get up there and beat a guy 2 weight classes above you in your first fight, the best guy at that weight class. You're just not going to do it.
Yep. Just like
Because there's nothing you're going to bring to the table. Like, you're not going to hit hard enough to hurt this dude. Because this is what I was trying to explain to people. They was like, I got into a debate with a dude. He was like, well, Crawford's the same size as Canelo. He came in at 169 by fight night against Israel. And I'm like, dude, that's Crawford fully rehydrated. Him fully rehydrated is the same weight Canelo is depleting his body to.
that's right. That's a fact.
So by the time Canelo rehydrates, he's not going to be 168 pounds like Crawford. He going to be fucking close to 200 pounds.
Yeah. He would be way too strong for Crawford, man. And
way too strong.
And on top of that, Canelo got really, really good head movement. He's not easy to hit. It's just not a good fight, man. It's not a good fight.
And the thing about Canelo is
Not a good fight, man.
Canelo just hits you. It doesn't matter where he hits you. He just hits you. It doesn't matter if it's on your shoulder, your bicep, your forearm, your elbow, your glove, your hip.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He's just going to hit you.
Yep.
And eventually, with him being that much bigger than Crawford, him getting hit all over his body is going to take its toll.
Yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact.
But yeah, like, I just think it's a dumb fight. I think people live in this reality to where they think weight doesn't matter, and it does.
Man, I try to tell people that all the time, that weight matters, man. I don't know why people be thinking I'm crazy when I say that. Look, we saw that weight mattered with big ass Benavidez when he moved up to 175, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah.
Already a big boy.
Yeah.
Even what you call it? Shit, the both of them struggled at 175. The both
Morrell. Yeah, Morrell looked like trash.
Remember?
Yeah, Morrell looked horrible.
He looked horrible. He looked worse than Benavidez.
Yeah, he was fighting like a guy who was way past his better days.
And he was fighting the easier freaking opponent.
Yep.
Get out of here. Like,
Like, I'm not supposed to think, man, Canelo would mop Morrell at 168.
Yeah, Morel's not that good.
He would mop him. And Benavidez, see, I don't know, but Benavidez is tricky, but I think he would run out of gas against Canelo.
Well, I don't know.
Make a miss.
He could very well make a miss and make him run out of steam, but Benavidez always looks like he has a really good gas tank, though. So it's going to come down to which guy gets tired first. If Canelo can get Benavidez tired, he can work him over. But if Benavidez can overwhelm Canelo and get him tired, then I can see it going either way. Like I think it's a competitive fight.
Yeah, me too. I think it's a competitive.
I want to see the fight. If I had to pick a winner, I favor Canelo, but I think Benavidez can beat him.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I favor Canelo too, but yeah, he could beat him. I wouldn't be surprised if he beat him. He should. He's way bigger. He's faster.
Younger, stronger.
Yep, stronger. He should. On paper, he should. Shit.
But
Berlinga's a bum. Berlinga's getting beat up.
Straight trash.
He getting beat up. If he wins, it's because he caught Canelo on the perfect night. That's the only thing I could think of. And I don't see it.
Trouble said Crawford's last fight told you he can't beat Canelo. He would walk through his punches like Triple G did to Kell Brook. Yep. And that's the thing about it.
Yep.
Israel was never hurt by Crawford. He was never hurt. Crawford at 147 stopped every single fighter he fought at 147. He goes up to 154, fights the guy with the least experience, and doesn't even hurt him. Like, he didn't even hurt him.
Yeah. Madrimov got that unorthodox style too, man. It's hard to beat those type of styles, man. He got that style, man. It's just his style will trouble a lot of guys. That I would love to see him fight Ortiz.
I don't think Virgil's that good.
I mean, I don't think so either. I would love, because he lost that last fight.
He did.
I like to see that. The Madrimov is dope. He's dope. Yeah. But he can't hurt Canelo, man. No way. No fucking way.
And that's what's so stupid about it. This is where people's logic fails, right? I ask people all the time, at 168, who do you think Crawford could beat? I'm like, do you think he could beat Benavidez? People say no. Do you think he could beat even an inexperienced Morrell? People say no. Okay. Do you think he could outbox Caleb Plant? People say no. Every single fighter I name at 168, people say Crawford couldn't beat. But yet we're to believe he could beat the best guy at 168.
Oh, it don't make no sense. It don't. I know. I agree. Trust me. And I'm a Crawford fan. I like Crawford a lot. He can't beat no Canelo. I'm sorry. He can't. He can't beat him. He can't. He can't beat him. No,
like I said, I don't know if Crawford could beat Fundora, and I definitely don't think he could beat Tim Tszyu.
You think Crawford is a better boxer than Plant?
Hold on, say that again.
Do you think Crawford is a better boxer, pure just on boxing IQ? Think he's better than Plant?
IQ?
Like
yes.
Skills, like
difficulty of fighting? I would say no, because Plant is much taller and longer, and he can fight off the back foot. So he's harder to figure out for Canelo. I don't think his IQ is better, but I think he's a much more difficult fight.
That's what I'm saying. Like Plant is like Plant. You saw how he went against Canelo.
Yeah.
Like Crawford wouldn't have that much success with him.
Well, look at the best fighter at 154, Charlo. He went into flight mode because he realized he couldn't do nothing.
Yeah, that's true. And he ain't the best, but I know what you're saying.
No, but he was the undisputed champion at 154 when he moved up to fight Canelo. I mean, he had already beat everybody. Tim Tszyu was new coming up. Fundora was new coming up. You know what I mean? So you would have had to say at the time Charlo was the best. And the thing about Charlo is, I don't believe he ran like most people do. I believe he got in there in the first round he realized very quickly he can't fucking hurt this dude. And
Yeah,
this dude is hitting him harder than he's ever been hit before. And he went into survival mode not to get knocked out.
yeah, yeah. You're right. I mean, you're right about that. He went into survival mode. You're right about that.
And the thing about Crawford is, unlike Plant, unlike Charlo, he's not damn near 6 foot tall or 6 foot tall.
That's
He's fucking
another.
5'8". He's not going to be able to stay away from him.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah.
So I see once Crawford gets trapped, and he will get trapped, it's the beginning of the end.
Yeah, he won't be able to. Man, once he starts hitting them and Crawford ain't the greatest defense either. He ain't got the greatest defense. So,
No, he gets hit.
huh?
I said he gets hit.
Yeah, he gets hit. So it's like, man, Canelo will be. Listen, man, Madrimov landed 3 straight right hands on him. Okay, 3 straight, and he anticipated the first one. He tried to. I mean, he got hit with it, and then he tried to parry the other 2, and it still got through.
Yeah.
It still got through. Like, come on.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's no. I don't see a reality where he could win, because the only way that he could beat Canelo is he would have to stay on the back foot and never trade with him. He would have to literally fight off the jab and survive. But I don't think he hits hard enough to keep Canelo off of him.
Canelo gonna keep coming, man. Canelo gonna keep coming. He gonna keep coming, man. He gonna keep coming. Munguia got way more punching power than Crawford.
A lot more.
Come on, man. Canelo was walking through that.
And we're talking about guys that are way bigger than Crawford.
Way bigger. Way bigger. And Crawford is not gonna be busy like Munguia was throwing he was throwing them things. He was rumbling.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna be fighting like that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna fight like how Munguia was fighting.
Well,
Like,
the thing about Crawford is he's a counterpuncher, and so is Canelo. So that makes it even worse.
yeah, it does. It does, man. That's why I said I don't want to see that fight, man. I don't want to see that fight, man. Hey, but Tony, man, it's late, man. I'm about to.
Yeah, I'm about to turn it off. I appreciate you stopping
Tony,
by.
where you? What side of the side you live on?
Oh, I'm in Georgia, Atlanta.
Georgia. So it's like.
Yeah, it's almost 2 a.m.
Oh, okay. See, for me, it's 11. I'm on the West Coast, so it's 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock for me.
Yeah, it's late for me, but I've been eating like a whole shit ton of food, so that's why I kept this running.
You still hitting the iron?
Oh yeah. I'm big, my dude. I'm in my 260s.
Oh, nice. Okay, shit. I didn't know you was around weighing that much.
Yeah. Wait.
So what you benching and what's your max?
Well, here's the deal. About 7 months ago, I had shoulder surgery.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't even been trying to max, but I'm back up to repping 365.
Okay.
But I mean, that's not bad after 7 months ago, just having shoulder surgery.
Okay. Do you hit dumbbell presses too?
No, I go straight barbell.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say if you just building, the dumbbells is gonna do it.
Yeah, I like strength. I like to move a lot of heavy weight. But as far as like deadlifts go, like I'm already back over 500 pounds with my deadlifts. And again, like this is like me just 7 months ago having shoulder surgery. So my strength is coming back really fast.
Yeah, you back then. Deadlifts is tough, man. I mean, I don't do them, but I see it a lot. Deadlifts that's an underrated exercise.
Yeah.
That'll get you strong as hell. Straight up. Deadlifts is the one, man. Yeah, all I do is my calisthenics, so I don't do no. Every now and then I wear like my weight vest, but I don't really do too much like no weights and nothing. I'm just calisthenics straight up.
Well, I like calisthenics.
I do like fuck around with dumbbells every now and then, but.
Right. Well, no. So I believe, and this is my opinion, I believe that even though I lift weights, you know what I'm saying? But I was an athlete, I boxed, I played all
Yeah.
that track football. If I was training for a sport,
Yeah.
there is nothing better than calisthenics. It is the best thing for explosion, speed, agility. There's nothing better than
Right.
calisthenics, period.
Right. That. Yeah.
I would never do what I'm doing if I was like trying to perform in something. I go straight back to box jumps, fucking
Right.
sprints, jump roping, like
Right.
pull ups. Like I want fast twitch, explosion. I need to be able to get on top of you and not just be
Right.
big and slow. Like calisthenics by far is superior than anything you could do
Yeah. I think
when it's like sports
when
dedicated.
it's sports, yeah. But all the dudes that I know who could do all this 100 push-ups and 50, 75 push-ups straight, can't none of them get under the bar and do the same type of strength. Like it's just the weights is just different. It's a whole different ball game, you know. So if a person doing both, that's one thing. But I don't think you could balance it. Like you got to choose one or the other, in my opinion.
Hey, you see me?
Huh?
I said, you see me?
Okay. You getting big. Yeah.
So,
See.
I'm walking around weighing more than AJ.
Oh, damn, that's funny. So you fuck with incline too? You do incline, decline, all of that?
Yeah, I do incline bench. I do decline bench, although I will tell you, I don't go super heavy on decline
Yeah, because
because
it's weird, huh?
it scares me. Like I damn near died in high school. My
Damn. Okay.
dad actually saved my life. Like if he wouldn't have been spotting me, I would have died because
Oh, damn.
my arms went spaghetti noodle and the bar was coming straight from my throat.
Right for your
So
throat.
yeah, so like I'm very ever since I had that experience, I never push heavy on like I won't go much more than 225. Maybe I'll take it to 245, but I won't go no heavier than that, even if I can. Like I am very scared of that exercise.
Okay. I mean, if you doing flat, flat get the bottom anyway.
Yeah.
So
But I like
you know, and do you do dips? If you do dips,
yeah, I like extremely lean
do you
forward.
do dips?
Yeah, like I lean really, really far forward to
You
do.
went mute.
Oh, you can hear me?
Hello? I can't hear you.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, go
Testing
ahead.
one.
What was you gonna say?
I was saying that as
I can
far as yeah, I like to lean like extremely far forward for chest for dips.
Okay.
I don't know if it's
Yeah,
messing
because
up.
if you do dips, then you technically you don't need to do.
I
Yeah,
lost
if
you.
you're doing dip, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. No, I lost you again. It might be my
Can you hear
internet.
me, Tony?
Can you hear me?
Tony,
Yo, hello?
can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I think we got a bad connection. Yo, Tony.